One, two, three, start. Welcome everyone. Welcome to BYJU'S exam prep. I'm Naveen, and today I'm going to take you through the do's and don'ts of NMAT. So we'll be looking at the D-Day's test taking strategy, what we should be doing before D-Day, what we should be doing on the D-Day, what all things we should not be doing before D-Day, as in the exam day, and what we should not be doing on the day of the exam. So we're going to look into all of this. So what all things are important that we should be doing on and before the exam day? So the first thing is, please do attempt at least 3 mocks at least 3 days before your actual NMAT exam. So let's say you are going to attempt your exam on 10th of November. So make sure you are done with your 3 mocks, at least 3 mocks by 7th of November. So that you will have couple of days to actually think, how much of improvement you have made so far, what all things that you are still missing out on. You can practice all of those without, under the pressure of the time. You can pick up a book and solve questions as you go. Okay, so you should be solving at least 3 mocks, and it should not be until the last day. It should happen little couple of days before the actual exam. The second important thing that you should be doing is do attempt the sample mock provided by GMAT. So GMAT has provided you a sample mock, right? Make sure that you make the best use of it, because it is going to be a very good reflection of what the actual exam is going to look like, and the level of questions will also be of similar type, right? So do not miss out on this, and you should attempt this mock. Maybe this is the 7th November mock, or maybe it will be a day on the 8th or 9th of November, one of the 2 days. So it should not be, this mock should not, or any of the mocks should not be taken on the day of the exam. Never do that. Next, do fill your NMAT form at least a day before your NMAT. So make sure that your NMAT form is filled by 8th or 9th of November, a day before. So I have taken an example that, let's say if you are going to write the exam on 10th, then Narsi Munji form should be filled at least a day before. If you are targeting Narsi Munji. If you're not targeting Narsi Munji, then no problem about that, right? And I believe everybody would be aware that Narsi Munji is going to take only the score of your first attempt, not the second or the third. Next important thing, do keep all the mandatory documents that are mentioned in the admit card a day, at least a day before the exam. So you should not wake up on the morning of 10th of November and then start searching where your Aadhaar card is or where your driving license or passport is. Make sure that you have everything ready, packed in a bag, or it's stacked on your desk a night before that. Okay, do not miss out on any of the documents. Make sure that you carry your original IDs as well. It's very important. If you miss out on a single ID or a single document that you were supposed to carry, they will not let you write the exam, and that attempt is counted already, right? Okay, well, the next one is actually very important, but I don't know how many of you will be able to follow this. Do try to sleep well before the exam day. So the 9th of November night is a very important night for you. You have to make sure that you sleep well, you take a good sleep, wake up in the morning. It may be your regular time, it may be your early morning time, or it may be depending upon which slot you have chosen, right? But make sure that you sleep well. Eat well, of course. The next, do reach the center at least 45 minutes before the exam. Okay, I really cannot stress enough. Normally people are like, okay, fine, Google Maps, or you are aware that your particular center is only 30 minutes away from your home. So you start an hour before the exam, assuming that in 30 minutes you will reach there, and in the next 30 minutes you will finish off with all the formalities, right? The document verification and everything. Don't do that. Make sure that if your exam is, let's say, at 10 o'clock in the morning, try to reach there by 9 to 9:15, not beyond that. So that should be your target. So that means you should leave home by 8:45, so that if your center is half an hour away, so you leave at 8:45, you reach there at 9:15, so that you have 45 minutes for your exam. Okay. Next, do read the instructions given at the beginning of the exam very, very carefully. There is a non-disclosure agreement. Whether you want to read it or not, completely your choice. So there are stuff like you will not tell the questions to other people. You are not going to get into unfair means in the exam, right? So you will not replicate the paper. So all those are part of NDA. So if you wish to read it, you can read it. Then there are instructions as to what will be the marking scheme, which button means what, how can you mark it, how will the timer show, what will happen when the time of a section gets over. Do you have to click on submit, or will it get automatically submitted? So all of this is there in the instructions. So you need to follow the instructions very carefully. If you submit these instructions, you will not be able to go back. So make sure that you read it thoroughly. Next, do select the order of sectionals as you have prepared all the way through. So if you have been writing your language skills first in the mocks, then if you are writing the logical reasoning, and then if you are doing your mathematical ability, if this is the order in which you have been attempting mocks, make sure in NMAT also follow the same rule, same process. Okay, so the sequence of these sectionals should be same as what you have been doing in the mocks. Don't try to start with quant as in mathematics just because you thought, okay, let's try mathematics. If you want to really experiment all of that, please do it in your mocks. Don't do it on the exam day. Next, do keep track of timer on this screen, especially while attempting language skills section. Why am I saying so? You guys would already know that the time given to language skills section is very, very less. You would not even realize that the timer will run out. So you have to keep an eye on the timer. When you are left with, let's say, last 3.5 minutes, it doesn't matter where you are at, solve the questions as soon as possible. I believe in the last 3.5 minutes, not everyone is going to be at the last couple of questions, right? So in the last 3.5 minutes, straight away rush, mark some options. Don't mark random options. Try to mark some intelligent guesses. Okay, so do intelligent guesses and then mark the options. The chances of getting the answers correct will improve. It will increase drastically. Do attempt all the questions no matter what, right? No negative marking. So you have to make sure that even if you have no idea what the question is about, mark an option and then move ahead. Mark the next the questions option, move ahead. If you are left with 30 seconds and let's say you are yet to do 8 more questions, now of course you will not have enough time to actually make any intelligent guesses. So it should not be like, okay, I'll make intelligent guess in the next 2 questions and last 6 questions I will leave it on. No. Intelligent, not intelligent, it doesn't matter now. Make sure that all the 8 questions you mark the option. So every section you should be able to complete, you should be able to reach until the end of the section. बहुत ज़रूरी है. Most important thing here. Okay. Now, let's try to look into what all things we should not be doing. So, the first thing, do not attempt any random mock that is available online. Okay. The level of the NMAT mock should be very, very close to the actual NMAT. So do not go after any or every mock available online. Okay, only attempt those which are the true reflection of NMAT. For example, we at BYJU'S, we curate mocks which are the closest to NMAT. Okay, so if you really want to go for NMAT mocks, you can buy our NMAT mocks. Next, do not make random guess attempts, but rather try to eliminate at least 2 options. So if you have 5 options, make sure that around half of the options you are done with. Around half is 2.5. You can't do that. So make sure that you are able to eliminate at least 2 of them so that the chances of getting the answer correct increases, right? Do not carry only the soft copies of the IDs required, and do not forget to carry the original IDs like we have discussed before. Okay, make sure you do that. Do not write any mock on the D-Day. Don't do that. Suppose you have been scoring pretty well. You have been scoring 240s, 270s, 290s in the mocks until a day before the actual exam. But then you decided, okay, how about I will write one more mock today morning because I have got my slot in the afternoon. So I'll write a mock, so I'll brush up everything and all is fine. What if your score suddenly drops to 180? It is extremely difficult to maintain your calm and composure at that time because you have got your actual exam in a couple of hours from now. That's all that will be going through your mind. So whether your score is going very good, whether your score is going very bad, do not attempt any mock on the day of the exam. Don't do that. Don't make that mistake. Next, once you will reach the exam hall after all the formalities, you will be asked to sit, right? There will be cameras around. The invigilator will be watching you all throughout the duration of the exam. Okay. So of course you can lay back, you can move your head and you can stretch your arms. You can do all of that. That's not an issue. But if there is someone else also writing the exam behind you, or maybe 2 or 3 seats next to you, then you should try not to move your head around. Okay, because even though invigilator will understand, okay, fine, you are not copying, you're not cheating, you're not using any unfair means. But those videos which are getting recorded, those are being viewed by the GMAT people. They are watching you live as well as those are recorded. So once they, suppose in the sample set, if you are chosen and they see, oh, fine, this guy was looking around. So that will not be a good thing, right? So that's the process. Then once you sit down, you will have your system, and then you will be given a notepad, which is like a small whiteboard, okay, made of plastic, and you will be given a pen, which is more like a marker, a sketch pen. Okay, so do not write on that notepad until the exam, your timer starts. Some of the people are like, okay, I'll write down the formulas quick. No, because what happens in most of the cases, the invigilator will come, they will check your notepad and everything 2 or 3 minutes before the exam starts. Okay, so make sure that it is completely clean. So in that notepad, once you are done with once you have filled that particular page, you can flip it over, write it on the next side. Okay. So if it has got 4 pages, you can write 4 pages. But once that is done, you will have to erase. Now for erasing, you will have to use your hand, or if you have a handkerchief, you can use it to erase it. Say it's a marker. So if you use a handkerchief, it's gone. Okay. Also, the sketch is, the pens, they have got very big, nibs. So even if you try to write very minute so that you can utilize more space, it becomes very difficult. And this is a very tiresome job in the case of solving questions based on set wale LRs and set wale DIs. Because sometimes you have to draw a table and you have to solve it. So what will happen is you will end up drawing a table or whatever representation it is, the question is about, but then you will not have enough space to do any more calculations. So you'll have to flip over to the next page. Okay, so be very careful that you do not write very small, because then you will itself not understand, and also do not write so huge so that you finish a page just by solving 2 questions. Okay, next, on the exam day, do not gamble or experiment. So let's say in your language skills, you have always been solving reading comprehensions first, and then the verbal ability part, the grammar, the parts of speech, and antonyms, synonyms. On the exam day, don't think, okay, let's start with antonyms, synonyms, or the parts of speech. Don't do that. Start with RCs. That's what you have been doing. Okay, that's what you are versed with. That's how your brain is going to work better. Okay, Repeat your practiced attempt of mocks, nothing else. So the actual exam is also like a mock. Treat it like a mock, but you have to do your best. Next is a very important thing. This is one issue that I have found in a lot of candidates. So once they reach there, they have to sign on admit cards and your documents. Okay, they will give you a particular form wherein you will have to write down your name, your registration number, your form number, as an application number, in order to sign there. Don't do all of that without the presence of the invigilator, and don't do it unless asked. So just because on the admit card you have to sign, don't sign it beforehand. Go to the center, ask the invigilator, are you supposed to sign? Then sign. He may be present and then you will have to sign. Excuse me. Because in some cases, some signs are supposed to happen right before the invigilator, and if you have already signed, they will ask you to bring another copy of it. Well, nobody is carrying 4 photocopies of your admit card, right? So that will be a problem. Fine. Next, do not submit any section until sectional time is over. So just because you have got 2 more minutes left in your reasoning and you're like, okay, fine, let's submit it. Once that section is submitted, you cannot come back to a section. Please understand. So make sure that your mouse should not go to the button on the submit until the sectional time is over. Also, one more very important thing. Like I said before, there is a non-disclosure agreement, also known as NDA. Once that is the first thing that you're going to see on the screen. Okay. So once you see it, this is very much like EULA, End Users License Agreement. When you download a software, when you install a software, you get an agreement which nobody reads, and there is an option which says, yes, I do understand, accept and decline. So normally we simply accept without even reading anything. Excuse me. Similarly, you're going to have the thing in the case of NDA also. So there will be yes, I accept, and no, I do not accept. The moment you click on no, I do not accept, even by mistake, your exam is over. That's the first page and that's the last page you will see in that particular exam. Okay, so do not click on no, I do not accept. This is again one thing that I have seen some of the students, very few of them, but they have done it. Click करके देखते हैं क्या होता है. Don't make that mistake. Next, do not solve everything using equations. Please use options as much as possible. Okay, suppose if you are given a question on percentage and they ask you what was the total marks, instead of writing down the equations and using variables and all of that, how about assuming that the first option is the answer, check it, second option is the answer, check it. So it is very helpful, especially in QA and DI. It is sometimes helpful in the case of grammar, fill in the blanks, parts of speech, right? These are the topics where options are extremely helpful. So use options as much as possible. The last part of don'ts. Do not write in big letters on the notepad. Erasing is a humongous task. Okay, so your entire palm is going to turn blue or black depending upon whichever color of marker they provide you with. Then it will be very difficult, because once you will be writing on the top of the notepad, once you have erased it, because you already have the marker stuck on the palm, you will be having, you know, the half of the notepad already printed with the color. Okay, so you can't keep on erasing that. So you have to make sure that you write in the proper or the appropriate font size. Okay, also one more thing. Since if most probably you guys will be writing the exam, maybe some of you may be writing in October, most of you will be writing in the month of November or December, right? So if you are going to write in the month of November and December, and if you are writing the exam at the center, so there will be ACs, 1 or 2 ACs in that room, which will make the exam room very cold. So make sure that you wear proper warm clothes. Even if you don't wear, at least try to carry it. You will be given place to hang your overcoat or your jacket, and you can put your mobile phone and the wristwatches, everything in the locker. They will provide you with all of that. So In the worst possible scenario, what will happen? You will find it enough warm so that you don't require any warm clothes, right? In that case, don't wear the warm clothes and enter. पसीने तो already छूट रहे होंगे, है ना? So you can keep the warm clothes outside, but do carry, because if it is very cold, then you really would like to concentrate on the exam rather than what the atmosphere is around. So I believe these do's and don'ts will help you a lot in your NMAT exam, and I wish you all the best. Well, we have started with our CAT 2023 comprehensive program, wherein you will be given a tablet, wherein you will have more than 130 hours of engaging videos. You will be spending more than 200 hours with us, faculties like me, for live classes. You will be given more than 70 mocks, including CAT and non-CAT exams. You will be provided with video solutions and attempts by one of the faculties. So it's not just the written solution, but it's also with the video solution, because it's easier to understand in a video solution, especially LRDI, right? Practice tests. So you will be given more than 9,500 practice tests. You will be given recorded lectures, which will be more than 300 plus, more than 300, sorry. You will also be given booklets related to VARC, LRDI and QA. You will be helped with your GDPI preparation with 12 recorded sessions and 3 live sessions, which is very important. You will realize this in the month of January. You will also be given the study notes, the formula booklets, and the notes which the faculty writes, the sheets that we use will be provided to you. So you will have all of that. So people who are interested, please do enroll with this program. The batches have just begun, and we have just started with arithmetic. Actually, the first class happened yesterday. Also, for this year CAT 2022, our third open mock has started. So it started on 30th of September. It will end on 9th of October. So we have only until tomorrow. So please do attempt this mock. The link to registering this mock and attempting will be there in the description below. You can identify your CAT strategy. You will get to know the mock attempts by the experts. You will have the video solutions, and you will also be given a particular format wherein you will know your strengths and weaknesses in each of the 3 sections. So you will have a proper, very beautiful dashboard where you will get to know a lot about how well you are doing, how bad you are performing, everything. And don't forget to follow us on Instagram, Facebook, and YouTube. So please do subscribe the channel and click on the bell icon so you do not miss out on such informative videos. If you really want to engage and get in touch with us, you can join our Telegram group, which has got more than 10,000 students who send their doubts regularly, and we clear the doubts. If you want more such video sessions, almost twice of the video sessions are available on our app, the link to which is again given in the description below. You can download it from Google Play. Thanks. That's all from my side. Thank you for joining. See you guys later.